In this world, is the destiny of mankind controlled by some transcendental entity or law? Is it like the hand of God hovering above? At least it is true that man has no control, even over his own will.
What is up, guys? I used to be into space and NASA. I used to be a huge space advocate and fanboy. I used to love studying about space and the planets and different things in the universe. That it was just so mysterious and it's so vast and it's just insane that there's got to be other life. What's beyond the edge of the universe? Why? Like, what created it? Like, how was it created? It's a lie. And I just feel like I found out years later, wow, this is pretty crazy. Like, everything I loved and my whole perspective just turned upside down. In these videos, you can clearly see NASA's straight up just caught and busted.
What's the actual damage?
We don't know. Icarus tried to reset the shields independently when the alarm triggered, but all the sensors out there are burned out, so we have no idea the state of the affected area. The only way we're gonna know is if we go out there.
Okay. I'll get suited up.
It's a two-man job.
As second in command, you're not going anywhere.
I volunteer.
No, I volunteer.
Fine.
I volunteer, Kappa.
Sure. I'll do it. Okay.
Space, the final frontier. Very mysterious. So guys, I want to say that it's very mysterious and it's very dangerous. And astronauts in space, currently, they probably wouldn't want to go outside to do a spacewalk. Like, they shouldn't be happy and jittery and excited. They would be kind of, you know, prepared probably, but nervous, scared, because anything could happen out there. It's terrifying. And in every movie, what's the case? How epic is that scene when they first open the airlock? They open the door, they change into their suit, they're gearing up, and they depressurize, and all the air is, you know, released, and the seal is broken. They open the airlock and they step outside. That's like the most epic scene. So I want to say, why don't they have one of these scenes in real life? Like, why do we never see a fully one scene, full one shot, no editing, one scene, one camera angle of them opening and putting on their suit and depressurizing and opening the seal? Okay, we never see that because they can't do that. It's fake. It's nonsense. They should be scared. They shouldn't be excited when they're up there. They should be nervous and scared because they could die at any moment. Or if they do a spacewalk, they fly out into space. You know how terrifying that would be, to fly out into space, into nothingness for all eternity? Eventually you'll have to decide to take off your helmet or not. Anyway, but it's not real, guys. If you look deep into that space stuff, look into how they're filming all their spacewalks in a swimming pool.
Okay.
So we call it a shutter, and it protects the windows from micrometeorites.
Okay.
The shutters are closed, the windows are protected, and also thermally insulates the windows from the radiation environment of space.
So can you shut these things from the outside?
No, you can open and close it from the inside.
Oh, okay, wait. On the inside, you're throwing a lever or something.
Yeah, you're turning a knob.
And it's
Opens. Yeah.
on the outside.
On the outside.
How do you do that and maintain a pressure seal between them?
O-ring type seals.
No, you don't.
With a rotating shaft. All our hatch seals are O-ring type seals.
Yeah, but how? My
It's
brain's
locked up here. Let's go inside. We can see it.
okay.
Watch your head. All right. Oh, oops, thunk. So you have a whole series of O-rings in here. and a shaft that you rotate.
So, I mean, like on the space station, how many of these would you have?
7, because we have 7 windows.
What happens if you get a leak on that?
Then you have a leak.
You just have a leak.
And what you would do
you
is...
lose air.
Yeah, you would probably seal the whole cupola off. And then there's probably a plan, I don't know off the top of my head, but there's probably a plan for replacing the mechanism. Might require a spacewalk.
So my question is, how can you operate a lid on the outside of the space station by manipulating something mechanical on the inside of the space station without losing air pressure?
It's called real good engineering.
Charlie, however, kept an entire drawing package because every good engineer knows you might have to go back and look at what you did. We talked about the handles, we looked at the beveled gears, we talked about the cartridge assembly. Okay, we found what might be the most critical part of the entire drawing package. This is the inner shaft, and you can see right here there are 2 grooves, and those grooves are held to within 0.02 of an inch. The reason that's important is because the interface between that inside of that groove and the outer wall that compresses the O-ring, you have to control that because you're taking a circular O-ring and you're going to squish it to an oval. Is that right, Charlie?
That's correct.
There's another detail to those O-ring grooves, right?
Right, these are the dynamic grooves. Those 2 are the ones that actually are turning.
Did you hear what he just said? He said they're dynamic O-rings. That means there's a shaft running through it actually rubbing on the O-ring. So you've got the air that you're breathing as an astronaut, right? And it's being held back from the vacuum of space by 2 little bitty O-rings. That's
Impossible.
So this design that you made 20 years ago is still being operated today flawlessly. How does that make you feel?
I hope it's flawless. You're sure that Italy built from our design, right? I never really know.
You don't know?
I didn't follow up on it, no.
Well, the Italian astronaut said that was how it was built.
Any trick to this, Doyle? No one knows.
Look at these movies. Look at Interstellar. Look at the ship's interior. Look how high-tech and crazy impressive this is. Why don't the ISS, doesn't the ISS or any of the ships look like this? They all look like pieces of garbage. They all look like rust buckets, like pieces of trash that couldn't even survive a heat at all. Like, it doesn't, it's a joke that everyone thinks that is possible. I think it's because we don't even look into it. I guess I can't blame you guys if you don't believe it, because I used to be like that too. But until I saw all this stuff, I mean, you have to be brain dead to look at this stuff openly and not believe it, and still believe it's space travel and space exploration, space in general, and not, or at least think that they're lying or hiding something. But I mean, damn, it's pretty obvious. There's not, they can't even go. I mean, the rockets just curve off, and they can't even go straight up because they just hit some invisible barrier. The dome firmament. Peace. Okay guys, are you seriously gonna let NASA get away with this one? Like, this is years and years ago, but I mean, I've always wanted to make a video about it. Maybe a year ago I thought about this, but like, do you see the lunar lander, the Mars lunar lander, I don't know, there was some kind of mechanism that was designed to like lower the lander, the rover, onto the Mars surface, the 2nd generation rover or 3rd generation rover, I can't remember. We're not going to talk about like how the design is, of how badly designed it is, how unsafe it would be, how exposed wiring is, how inefficient it would be for things to get clogged, dirt, debris, and the tires, and how. Are you telling me that you think you can't go to the mountain and have a signal on your cell phone, but you think that they can communicate with some machine millions of miles away? Like, are you serious? And I know that you're gonna say, oh, there's a delay, but I already know about that stuff, okay? But I'm not gonna talk about that stuff. I'm gonna talk about there was a demonstration of their technology to see how their tech would work. It's gonna, I think it has like four exhausts in each corner where it like kind of helps. It pushes down, it creates thrust, and it kind of protects the rover from being smashed on the Mars surface as it is in entry. And it deploys, I think, some kind of chute or something. But regardless, the demonstration was a joke. I mean, just, you guys can watch it here.
Is commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Isn't that a joke? Are you kidding me? I mean, does that even look anywhere near impressive as in this footage, this CGI creation that they created, which they've promoted heavily more than their piece? And then these images, like, straight up, these images are taken from NASA's official website. Why, again, are they? You put them in Photoshop and you adjust the levels and you see a copy and paste box around. Like it's just been copy and pasted in there. Ridiculous. Amateurish. But they're arrogant, and they know they can get away with it because they've dumbed down the population so extensively that I think it's too late already. But no, I have hope that we can wake up more people. Damn it.
Give me a break. Take a look here. I mean, all the clouds are in the same exact position. Just the 2016 image is a bit, I would say, darker. It's a bit lighter in 2014. Here's a side by side. People can't see what's taking place here with NASA. Nothing more than fakery. I mean, give me a break. This is a complete insult. You have a brain in your head.
Graphic manipulation or CGI, where they'll actually use that to hide wires and such. But I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're lying about everything if you just play this video here. And I mean, you have to be a fucking idiot to not know that. But I mean, you can see even in these like images of how NASA's ISS is structured, like it's so disorganized. You can see wires hanging everywhere. Like, is that really how professionals do it? It's a joke.
Job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is. A composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
It is Photoshop, but it's has to be.
Then
there was another layer to sort of simulate the atmosphere.
And then there's this little bright spot.
It's called the specular highlight. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of the water.
Those are the pieces, but you can't just slap them all together.
It just didn't look realistic. It looks kind of flat, looks kind of flat, looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. So I just hit Command Z a lot.
There's artistry to creating the world.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm in 2nd grade. Could you throw a somersault right now?
And I mean, you can clearly see there's a guy. He's using a wire. I mean, you guys can't see the damn wire there. Like, he's hanging on a wire. They're just getting him to fly back and forth to make it look like he's busy. There's a busy space station effect. The wire, just like, it's just so obvious. They have a video feed that's a CGI feed, and they can have they can actually manipulate CGI objects that are not even physical. They have a special lens in their eye that they can see stuff, but we can't see. It's not there, but they have another video camera, like a screen. They see that they can look at and see what they're doing with the object. And you know, they might be wearing a special glove or something to do that. Not sure exactly, but they CGI out a lot of those things. They actually CGI in watches sometimes that actually are moving and look real. And in the future, we're not going to be able to tell the difference between real and fake. It's coming up already. They probably have that technology. They're just holding it back, but they can't make things on movies look too good anymore, because if they do, people are going to think, why does this look better than the real NASA stuff?
It was all recorded on these telemetry tapes. So where is this hard evidence?
I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence, and as I said, even if we had it, we don't have the machines to play it back.
But your own research has shown the telemetry data is missing.
That's right.
Could this be true? Mankind's first interplanetary exploration and the original science data is missing?
This is Houston, radio check, over.
If it's anywhere, it should be here at NASA's Goddard Space Center in Maryland, home to the National Space Science Data Archives.
This film you're making now, what is it?
This is a film trying to prove that Apollo 11 happened.
Does it have a name? I mean, do you have a name for it yet, or
I'm calling it Did We Go?
Did we go? Okay. Okay.
Doesn't have it either. The Smithsonian doesn't have it. Johnson doesn't have it.
Right. We've been unable to track it down. I mean, we don't know where this telemetry data ended up, and we don't know what path it may have taken. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up and whether it still exists or not.
So I keep digging a little bit deeper, and I finally get underneath this cloud cover here, and a few images pop up. And I say, oh, images, what are they? Oh, this is what you got, which I'm sure that looks familiar to you, right? Looks just like the pictures they give us of Mars. So I'm just kind of creeping around here and definitely noticing the same kind of undulation changes and same kind of rock, same kind of dirt. The only thing that's missing is that nice little red tint that they pay somebody $150,000 a year to put on there, right? Whose orange Hummer is this? Okay, that looks like a NASA symbol. Well, let's dig a little further because I can't really see anything on here other than it certainly looks like a NASA symbol. And I can't read that. Tried. Cameras set up, tents, ATVs, food. They've been there a while. It's not a one-day trip. Got their antennas set up out in the middle of nowhere in Greenland. Another ATV, a leveler equipment. So I'll keep kind of going through here and see if it. What the? Yeah. So I think I found out where Mars is, guys. It's just about 1,000 miles north of me. Not quite the distance that NASA says. But I can't find anybody who's in charge of this. They must be hiding behind these rocks. Oh no, there they are out in front of everybody standing there. Lovely. Cloud number 1, cloud number 2, cloud number 3. This thing's just driving around taking pictures.
Dan sat in the pilot seat during this operation, sort of monitoring the motion of the vehicle, making sure that it was steady and that there were very few vibrations of any sort. Here's a picture of the INSAT actually being deployed from the spacecraft. You can see that the deploy went very smoothly. At the moment of deploy...
Did you see it in the background? There was a guy in the background, man. I'm not kidding you. You can't deny that that's someone in the background. There's a guy moving in the background. Here, watch it again. Watch it closely. I looked up, or I tried to look up the size of this rocket. I found this picture. You can see it's massive. So if that rocket is in space and if there's a guy in the background in that footage, that means that there are like giants, like insane big giants floating around in space looking at NASA. That's probably why they don't dare to go back to the moon and why they hide so much stuff. Space is full of giants.